Hello and welcome to the Sleep Station. I'm Nora Nightfall, and I'll be your storyteller for this evening. Tonight, we return to the gentle hum of the Moonlight Express, where soft rails carry us deeper into dream-filled lands. In Part 2, Elara continues her peaceful journey beyond the familiar glow of her last destination, drifting into new realms where time slows, senses soften, and every moment feels wrapped in quiet wonder. As the train glides through places like Whispering Drowse Valley, the Lavender Slumber Fields, and the distant hush of Midnight's Embrace Harbor, you'll be guided through a calming sensory experience, where every sound, scent, and sight is described in a slow, soothing rhythm designed to help you relax, unwind, and gently fall asleep. So, settle in, get comfortable, and let the Moonlight Express carry you once more into the soft embrace of dreams. Before we begin tonight's sleep story, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell notification to be notified every time I upload a new sleep story. Thank you so much. So, find a comfortable position. Let your body begin to relax and allow your breathing to slow. There's nowhere to go and nothing you need to do but just listen. This story again is called The Moonlight Express. The Moonlight Express moved as if it were gliding on a breath rather than rails. A soft, rhythmic hum filled the air, steady, gentle, and endlessly comforting. Inside her cabin, Elara rested against the cool glass of the window, her eyes half-lidded as she gazed out into the endless twilight beyond. The sky had deepened since her last journey. Where once there had been silvery blues, now there were shades of deep violet and soft indigo, streaked with slow-moving clouds that shimmered like distant lullabies. The stars seemed closer here, larger, warmer, as though they were watching over her. A faint chime echoed through the train. Not loud, not startling, just enough to gently stir awareness. Next stop came a voice, soft as drifting feathers. Whispering Drowse Valley. Elara breathed in slowly. The air inside the cabin had changed. There was a delicate scent now, something like chamomile and warm rain, with a hint of lavender tucked quietly beneath it. It wrapped around her like a blanket, easing her thoughts into a softer place. As the train began to slow, the hum beneath her softened into a near-silent glide. Outside, the landscape shifted. Rolling hills stretched endlessly, covered in tall, swaying grasses that shimmered like threads of silver silk. The wind moved through them in slow waves, creating a sound so gentle it barely existed, like the quietest whisper just at the edge of hearing. Elara leaned closer to the glass. She could almost hear the valley breathing. The train doors opened without a sound. For a moment, she simply sat, letting the stillness settle around her. Then, slowly, she stepped off the train. The ground beneath her feet was soft, like walking on clouds that had decided to rest upon the earth. Each step made no sound at all, as if the world itself wished not to disturb her. The air here felt different, cool but not cold, light but full. Every breath she took seemed to quiet something inside her, like a gentle hand smoothing away the edges of the day. In the distance, faint shapes moved through the grass. Not animals, not quite. They drifted, soft glowing forms that pulsed with a warm, sleepy light, like dreams that had wandered out into the waking world. They made no noise, only drifting slowly, occasionally brushing past one another in silent greeting. Elara watched them for a while, her thoughts slowing, softening. Then, just as gently as she had arrived, the chime sounded again. It was time to return. Back aboard the Moonlight Express, Elara found her seat waiting just as she had left it. The train began to move once more. The hum returned, steady, soothing. "Next stop," whispered the voice again. "Lavender Slumber Fields." As the train carried her forward, the scent in the air began to shift. The chamomile faded, replaced by something deeper, warmer, unmistakably calming. Lavender, rich, soft, and endless. When the train slowed again, Elara looked out to see fields stretching beyond the horizon, rows upon rows of lavender glowing faintly beneath the moonlight. Each blossom seemed to hum quietly, releasing its scent into the air in slow, rhythmic waves. When she stepped outside, the fragrance surrounded her instantly. Not overwhelming, just enough. The kind of scent that made your shoulders drop, your breathing slow, your thoughts drift. A soft breeze moved through the fields, carrying with it a low, melodic sound, like distant humming or perhaps a lullaby sung far away. Elara walked between the rows. Her fingers brushed lightly against the blossoms, and as she did, the hum seemed to deepen, responding somehow to her presence. She closed her eyes. For a moment, there was nothing else, just the scent, the sound, the gentle feeling of being held by something quiet and kind. Time didn't feel real here. It stretched, softened, dissolved, and then the chime, soft, inevitable, gentle. She returned to the train once more. The journey continued. The sky outside darkened further, now almost black, but not empty. It shimmered with slow-moving constellations that seemed to shift and breathe, like they were alive in some quiet, distant way. "Next stop," came the voice, softer than ever now. "Midnight's Embrace Harbor." As the train approached, Elara noticed something new. Water, endless, still water, stretching into the horizon like polished glass. The train moved along its edge, reflecting perfectly in its surface, so perfectly it was hard to tell where the world ended and its reflection began. The train came to rest beside a quiet dock. Lanterns floated above the water, glowing with a soft golden light. They drifted slowly, moving not with wind, but with something deeper, something calmer. When Elara stepped off, she could hear it. The faintest sound of water gently touching the shore. A slow, steady rhythm, like breathing. The air smelled of night, cool and clean, with a subtle hint of something sweet, like distant blossoms carried across the water. She walked along the dock. Each step echoed softly, blending into the rhythm of the water. At the end of the dock, she stopped. The lanterns gathered here, hovering close, their light warm and steady. One drifted closer to her, pausing just within reach. She didn't touch it. She didn't need to. Just standing there, feeling its warmth, was enough. The world felt very far away now. Quiet, still, safe. The chime sounded one last time. Softest of all. Elara returned to the Moonlight Express, her movements slower now, her thoughts quieter. As she settled into her seat, the train began its journey once more, gliding forward into the deeper night. The hum surrounded her. The scent of lavender still lingered. The memory of the harbor stayed like a gentle echo. Her eyes grew heavier. The stars outside blurred slightly, their light stretching into soft lines as the train moved faster, yet somehow more gently than ever before. And as the Moonlight Express carried her beyond the quiet horizon, Elara drifted, not into sleep exactly, but into something softer, something quieter, something that felt like home. And now, dear traveler, as the train continues its endless journey, you may find yourself drifting too, carried gently, softly, into rest. So let your breathing stay slow and steady. As your body becomes soft and heavy, there's nothing more to follow, nowhere else to go. Just drift gently into a deep and restful sleep. Good night and sweet dreams.